I told everybody to be here at 9 so we could do our business meeting right away. But since we can't do that, I'm going to start with some of the things that we can do. So we have 8 nominations listed. Today we'll vote on Daniel Traynor to be Circuit Judge, U.S. Court of Appeals, 8th Circuit. We're also voting on 4 district court nominees: Angelo Comero, Southern District of Texas; Kazdeen Mitchell, Northern District, Texas; Michael Martin, Eastern District, Michigan; and Antonio Pozzo, Eastern District of Pennsylvania. The remaining nominations are listed for the first time, so we'll hold them over to future consideration, and I'll call on Senator Durbin for his opening comments.
Thanks, Chairman Grassley. Yesterday's hearing I can't easily forget in this room, because I asked a question, Mr. Todd Blanche, about the opportunity he had to meet with the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. I asked him the same question the night before in my office, and he said, "Oh, I'll meet with anybody to talk about this." So I thought it was an easy question. Will you meet with those who are here today? There were 10 or 12 survivors of Jeffrey Epstein. And he said no. He wouldn't meet with them. And I asked why. I couldn't understand whether he thought they had a lawyer or needed a lawyer, but he wouldn't meet with them. It's incredible. After the hearing, I met with them. I'll never forget that meeting. You can imagine, and some of them are here today, and one will testify a little later before this panel. Try to imagine, if you will, one of these young women saying to me, "Jeffrey Epstein abused me when I was 13 years old." 13 years old. Visualize in your own family a daughter, a granddaughter, 13 years of age, who is a victim of this sexual predator. Should she at least have a moment with the Attorney General to tell her story? Is that too much to ask? Apparently it was. This is what I'll tell you. I don't believe a single member of the United States Senate would vote for this nominee after meeting with these survivors. To think that he turned down the opportunity to even meet with them. He went on to say, well, President Trump signed this law which required us to disclose the Epstein file. The law was necessary because he wouldn't voluntarily disclose them. Yes, President Trump signed the law after it was discharged in the House of Representatives because we had one new person who won a special election. It was an amazing political miracle that that law ever passed, but it had to pass so the American people would even have a chance of looking at these files. And now these women and many more are willing to come forward and say, don't stop with prosecuting 2 people, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. There are more people you should consider. And yet the man who would be Attorney General of the United States said he wouldn't meet with them, wouldn't listen to him. That isn't right. That is just plain wrong as far as I'm concerned. And secondly, let me tell you what. I guess I was born in a different era from this president and people around him. But I kind of understood going into public life that if you wanted to get rich, this was the wrong job. You're supposed to take this job to serve the public, make enough money to get by, but not get rich. How did the president do in the first year of his second term? $1.4 billion added to his income from the cryptocurrency group. Why is that even relevant to this conversation? Because the president opposed the cryptocurrency idea for years, switched his position, and then Mr. Flowers, or Mr. Blanche, changed the regulation, the federal regulation of cryptocurrency. The time he changed the regulation of cryptocurrency in the Department of Justice, he had personally over $160,000 in cryptocurrency assets. He had to disclose that, and he had to send that to some other source. He sent it to his children. To lessen the regulation of an industry, which generates a $1.4 billion windfall for the President of the United States and money for the person who was acting Attorney General, is just plain wrong. Just plain wrong. And all the excuses in the world don't make a difference. And I'll tell you, that one document that he signed, imagine, if you will, if you've ever heard of this, the president, his family, and his businesses, because of the document signed by Todd Blanche, because of that, have no liability for any tax crimes they ever committed before the date of that document. No liability, no criminal liability. Every single one of us in this room has to obey the law. That's the basics in a democracy like ours. And when it comes to tax crimes, the same applies. Now there's an exception, of course, in the eyes of Todd Blanche. And that exception is the President of the United States, his family, and his businesses. That is just plain wrong. This man should not be Attorney General.
Can I go ahead and introduce
Go ahead.
witnesses and stuff?
If you want to.
Yeah,
Sure.
because, okay. I'd like to enter into the record an article written by former Attorney General Bill Barr. His article urges the Senate to confirm Mr. Blanche. The article touts the successes of Mr. Blanche, has already delivered while already leading the Department of Justice. It further stated, quote, Mr. Blanche has necessary qualities for the job. He is a skilled and accomplished lawyer with extensive experience in the department as a prosecutor and deputy attorney general. Throughout his career, he has shown the personal determination, discipline, and thick skin this position demands, end of quote. Without objection, it will be entered in the record. I'd like to also introduce a letter from the Concerned Women for American Legislative Action Committee. The group represents hundreds of thousands of women nationwide. The letter praised Mr. Blanche and stated, quote, Mr. Blanche, extensive experience, proven character, and wise judgment make him an outstanding pick that the women I represent are proud to support.
I would just go to, we're waiting for two, so I would just say go ahead and do the witness introductions, so starting on this page.
Okay. Well, we'll need to have them come to the table.
Yes, you can go ahead. You can just ask them to go ahead and come up to the table.
What?
You can ask them to go ahead and come up to the
Yeah.
table, but we don't swear them in yet.
As I indicated to everybody in the audience, everybody was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock and everybody isn't here. And we don't have a lot of time to waste. So I would ask the witnesses if they would come to the table. And I would like to read your introductions. And then swear them too.
No, we'll do that after. We'll do that when we go to the hearing.
Okay. Please be seated, and we won't be questioning you right away, but I'd like to take this time to introduce you. First, a person when he was in the United States Senate, a person that I worked closely with, John Ashcroft. You know, he served as United States Attorney General under George W. Bush. He led the Justice Department's anti-terrorism efforts after 9/11. Mr. Ashcroft previously served for over 2 decades as Missouri's Attorney General, Governor, and then Senator. He's since founded a consulting firm and serves as distinguished professor at Regent University. Mr. Ashcroft understands how to lead the Justice Department free from political influence. Indeed, Senator Schumer once praised Mr. Ashcroft, quote, fidelities to the rule of law, end of quote. I look forward to hearing his perspective on Mr. Blanche's qualifications to lead the department. Next, I would introduce Jennifer Boss. Ms. Boss is an angel mom, a title that no mother should ever have to bear. She suffered an unimaginable loss. Ms. Boss's daughter, Megan, was discovered in a dumpster belonging to an illegal immigrant. The man was arrested, but within 24 hours, he walked free. The sanctuary city and soft on crime policies of her home state failed to protect her daughter or deliver justice to the families. Ms. Boss had no recourse until President Trump learned of the case and ensured that the man